All right, guys, good morning to everybody. This is Kel, and 21st of July 2026. Crazy global market talk with Kel. Crazy anytime, anywhere. All right, guys, good morning to everybody. This morning we have a lot of movement from the gold market. It was sideways first and then it went up, right? So it is a very good day for those who bought gold this morning. Congratulations. All right, we're going to talk about gold shortly. But before that, for those coming in, remember, disclaimer apply as usual. It's very, very important to do your risk management before you engage into any form of trading. And of course, for you guys, if you want to listen to me, you can turn on your AI model or AI mode or transcript mode just to listen to me and let the AI translate for you immediately, yeah, as we're speaking right now. All right, good morning to you, Moon. All right, so let's see what is happening around the world first, all right? Now, first of all, oil price rises after Trump says that Iran will pay for the killing of the US service member. So oil price surged up by about 20% this month as fighting between the US and Iran has sharply escalated. Now, one thing is that I really get very impressed with Donald Trump is that he tells everybody that he obliterated the entire nuclear supply. There's no way Iran have nuclear. He tells people that there's no way that the whole place itself is under shambles and rocks. But apparently, so whatever he say on one side, the next moment he said that there's a threat ongoing. How do you have a threat when you have obliterated the entire place? How can you have a threat when the nuclear is no longer there? This is why I'm very impressed that the way he lies about it is really incredible. And he gave really no substance or weight to the entire presidency, if you'll ask me itself. But again, because of him, the market is very, very volatile, very, very interesting. So all we need to do is just follow the OP rule, it will be fine. All right. So the thing is this, apart from that, Donald Trump imposing a 50% tariff on certain Canadian goods over alleged trade discrimination. Oh gosh, okay. And um there's furthermore, South Korea leverage SK Hynix. All right, apparently it's all right. It's going crazy right now because of the two-time leverage. Right, many people in Korea is losing money. In fact, about 1.2 million account is under margin call, and they lost practically almost everything in their account. There's about 1.2 million people affected, and this is why Korea now is in a very, very, very sad state at the moment for the investment industry. Yeah. Okay. And of course, we all know that World Cup wise, Spain has won it. So this one we talked about yesterday. And I think that will be all for now. But the thing is this, the US Treasury yields continue to rise as the Wall Street monitors the Middle East tension. So as you know, when the yield goes up, the bond price come down. And why the bond price come down is because people don't want to buy into the US bonds. And that is the reason why now you can see that people are very panicking over this, what's happening. Okay. All right. So that is the news in the market. Let's look at the technical right now and see what do we have for today. Okay. So what we have right now, let me just bring it to you. Okay, so first of all, today we have a doji directional day for the gold market. Now we have to take note of that. Doji directional day means that the market usually, not 100%, but usually it will go up first and then after that come down. That is one way. Or the other way is that it will go down first, then go up later. So judging from what we are seeing right now, it seems that the market is taking this position whereby it go up first. So the thing is this, right now, the opening price is 4010. The current high is about 4035. Now let's just assume that, let's say this is a high, 4035 is a high. So if the market, market have went up by this $25, right? From the opening price to the highest point, $25. So if let's say things do happen according to plan, if gold do come down later and break below OP, then there's a very high chance gold will come down by $25. Okay, so this is just a rough estimate because we haven't seen the high of the day yet. The high is now at 4035. It could go higher, but that's what I'm trying to say. Now, one thing to note, there's a very strong support at 3999 this morning, and that is because the pivot is there. Now, I told you many times, never fight the pivot. And this morning, when the market touched a pivot and rebound, I know that the gold will not go down, at least for the first half of today. Truth be told, you can see that the market is down very strong, holding up apparently. Now, fundamentally wise, it's against the gold market because the dollar is strengthening against most of the currency, and that basically pressurizes the gold to go down. But remember, pivot itself is a very distinctive, very powerful technique. If it calls for buy, you just have to buy. It calls for sell, you have to sell. So now, very important. Gold right now is supported by this pivot at 3999, right? So gold has to stay above 3999 today. Now, if gold breaks below 3999, then there will be some serious selling, and the selling could bring it down all the way to the previous low, which somewhere around here. Let me check for you. The number here will be 3959. Wow, okay. This number here itself is 3959, okay? So which means that if gold do break 3999, and that is the pivot 2, all right, gold will come down to 3959 in the near term. Okay, all clear? If all clear, press number 1 right now in the comment box, all right? So at least you know that we are doing our part to basically give you the best market outlook here. And also today is a doji directional day. I want you guys to basically focus on this because there'll be a lot of money to make. All right, so it's very, very important. Okay, so remember this 3999 is the very main support pivot 2, and this pivot, and if the market go down 3959 is actually the low end. Okay, all right. Okay, so now let's take a look at this is the gold 5-minute chart. All right, so make it a bit bigger. See the impact. Okay, so let's see here. So gold open here in the morning, and then it had to come down, right? And once it hit 3999, which is the support level here by the pivot 2, the market just couldn't go down. And after that, we have a blue stack diamond, and with stack diamond, you draw the stack diamond line, and you can see that after you had I drawn it properly. Wait a minute. All right. Okay, if I put a stack diamond nicely here, then you will see that there is a buy on it. That means that when the market is a K trend, you see two of them, they are the rate getting higher. So this is the K trend. And when the market breaks above the diamond line and above OP and K trend is involved, straight away the gold shoot up to KTR +1. Can you all see that? So this is the K trend, the red candles. Then the diamond line, as you can see over here, then followed by the OP of the day, yellow candle, KSI green. So this is a combination of a very good buy. All right, all clear? If all clear, press number 2 right now. Okay, all right. So this is what's the reason for gold to go up this morning. So if you have if you have followed through, you will know exactly what to do with gold. Okay, all right. Congratulations for those who follow in and bought some gold this morning. Good job done. Okay. All right, so let's just move on from gold. We go into the next market, and that will be the US indices. Okay, now this is the Dow Jones. Now, it's very important for us to always look at the day chart first before we go to the 5-minute chart, because the day chart will give you the overview of the market, which I always stress. And now you can see on the screen, you notice that there's no diamond, right? So do not press panic button. When you basically pull a chart over, you don't see a diamond. It's very, very normal because of the connectivity issue. So what you need to do is right click refresh, and voila, the diamond should come out within a while. And truth be told, you can see the KCL and the diamond will pop up. Okay, so let me explain to you now on my personal take on this particular market called Dow Jones. Now, Dow Jones, if you look carefully, we are having a downward movement right now. The Dow Jones has just lost the MA30, which is the 50,200 and 52,282. Now, by breaking below the MA30, it's already a bearish signal at the moment right now. Okay. Now, the MA200 is at the bottom. So that means the long term is still bullish, but the short term is bearish. So what does it interpret? That means that overall, if you want to be a buyer, it's okay. If you want to be a buyer right now, it's not the best trade because the market now is below the MA30. But if you want to be a buyer, overall it's still okay for long-term positioning. Only when the market is below MA200 and MA30, then we have a very serious selling in the market. Okay. All right. So that is the first thing I check on the market. Next thing is that you notice that today the KCL, the KSI is red, so that's why the market is having some downside pressure. Now the pivot is on top. Pivot one and pivot two are been basically the two range that is basically making the OP opens between the two levels. So there's no much indication of which side it will go. MLP is actually slightly higher, so that is the reason why there's some sort of selling pressure at the moment, but it's not very strong. So if you ask me today, if the market do come down for the Dow Jones, I think it will break OP and then really travel down to potentially pivot 2 level, if you ask me, okay? Because of the moving average, because of the KSI, it does warrant the further downside, yeah? So now that is still too early to call because Dow Jones usually move in the later part of the morning or if not, later part in the afternoon, okay? Now, next market I'll show you is the oil market. Let's take a look at oil. Now, I am very bullish on oil because you can see the same thing again. First of all, oil broke above the 30-day moving average about a week ago. So that gave me a very strong reason to buy oil. And then today, we can see that yesterday, the market trying its best to stay above the MA200. Now, MA200 today, the number is $82.10. Currently now is $81.94. So that means that the market is above short-term average, but still slightly below the long-term average. So if you want to buy oil big time, you need to have the oil going above MA200, then it will really, really go up. So now the thing is this oil coming down a little bit, that's why gold price went up. So if the oil price actually goes up, then we will have a selling trend in gold. Now today for oil, we has also have the same thing as the DJDD, Doji Directional Day. So very simple. The upside can be as high as $86.74. The downside is interesting because if it breaks 81.81, which is the pivot 2, right, that means that it is now an official sell and it can come all the way down to $78.88. Because by breaking below the pivot 2, it basically break below the MA200. And because of that, that means the market will sell. So today, oil will be very choppy. It will bounce around somewhere around here before it find a direction. So whatever direction it chooses you just have to follow through. Now remember, today's a DJDD, so the market can do the same thing again, either go up first, then come down, or go down first, then go up, right? So based on what I'm seeing right now, it has went down first. So if the market do recover above OP firmly and have to trade up, then I'll buy some oil again because I'm still a big advocate of oil. I believe that crude oil will trade higher. I think that oil will come up all the way to somewhere around here this month. Let me put it for you. Yeah, about $92. Okay, I think that oil may go to $92 within the next 1 to 2 weeks. I know by saying this it sounds crazy, but based on what I'm seeing right now in Iran, based on what I'm seeing right now on the global market scale, the dollar, I think there's a very high chance the oil can go up to $92. And of course, if oil goes to $92, that means that gold will come down quite a fair bit, and that will be a good time to take some profit from oil and get to buy some gold. All right. So that is my personal strategy for now. If you take note of that, you can consider. But at the moment now, oil is still trading below OP. So if you want to buy oil, wait for a while for it to to come to a good view, and then you can go for it. Okay, so the way the oil. Now, next market I'll show it to you is the Nasdaq. Okay, now Nasdaq today has turned color. You can see that. Nasdaq now has turned from a red candle to a yellow candle, and you can see that it's firming above the MLP by touching it and recover. KSI retain red. So now we have an issue is that the currently now is above OP, it's a buy. This one is definitely, yeah. But it turn yellow color, it's also a buy. All right, but the only thing is this, so this is DJDD also. That means that the market have to ensure it stay above the OP for the buy. But for vice versa, if the market later on do turn it become a red, then there'll be some selling. So as a matter of fact, right now, I think I would like to see the candle stay yellow here, and that will give us the so-called potential K trend, because K trend you need yellow candle to go up first, and we can sell later. All right, so I think that at the moment now for Nasdaq, as long as stay above OP, we just have to let it go because everything seems to be folding up towards upside itself for the time being. But once the market starts to go down below OP, then the real selling will definitely kick in. Yeah. Okay, next one we'll talk about Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin, as you can see, is still gliding upwards, okay? Very nicely gliding upwards, and of course, it's a K trend here. So this is a K trend, and this is where the next day we buy into Bitcoin at 61,500 to 200, and then after that now is at 65,000. So 62,000, 61,500 we purchased. Today 65,000, not too bad. You can make around 4,000 just by doing this itself. Okay, so that is what I'm seeing now for Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is now above the MA30, so that's why it's holding up very well. But it is not really pushing up. So that's why I say that if there's going to be any form of market movement, then of course gold will likely this Bitcoin will also follow through. And Bitcoin right now, as you can see, is trying its best to basically move on its own without carrying the conflict at the moment. All right, just mind his own business. Okay, you can see that the market has been still sluggish over the last 2-3 months. All right, so no point to play big right now unless you have the money to hold. You're not my little advice is just don't buy it right now, not at this point. Wait for the price to pull back a bit more, then you can go for it. Okay. Now, one thing to note is the China market. I'll show you China. Just here one. Okay, having a bit of, okay, this China market. Now, China market this morning, it opened lower and now trading back up again. So China market yesterday closed somewhere around here. Then this morning opened lower, and after that, now it's going up again. Now the China market, you can see that the KSI is red, the candle is red, so the market do have some pockets of selling reason. But the thing is this, if the market do come down, there's a very high chance the market will actually notice that this pivot to 14650 is a very interesting level. The market has to hold. If it holds, that's good. But if it doesn't hold, then we need to be careful because the previous 2 days, the market do have this thing around them. So that's why I suspect that this is going to be a very important number for all. Okay, all right. And that will be all, everybody. Thank you very much for coming in to listen to me. Let's go through gold one more time. There's a request on that. Now, gold today is a DJDD. I already tell you guys how much it goes up, might be how much it comes down. So if we really follow the script, then it means that the opening price of today is 4010 minus of 25. You get 40. Wait a minute. 403. We get 3985. Okay, because gold opening price is 4010 minus 25, you should get about 3985. So is it possible to see gold to 385? Well, anything is possible in the market right now. It really all depending on the US bond market and of course Donald Trump when he wakes up in the morning at 4 a.m., 3 a.m. Let's just see what he texts, and then that will create a problem. Now, when you do that at 3 to 4 a.m., that is really in a way morning for him, but for us itself, it is really in the afternoon. Yeah, so take note of that. Okay, guys, so that will be all for today's sharing. I hope you enjoy the session. Tomorrow we may not have the sharing tomorrow. I'm just confirming, right? If there is, we'll let you know in advance. All right, guys. So remember, today is a doji directional day. Please be careful. Don't just over leverage your trade. All right, it's not worth it. Take care. Bye bye.